interesting that a lot of times when we want to do certain things, okay, we want to have some changes happening in our life. But the interesting aspect is change only happens out of your comfort level. It cannot happen within your comfort level. We cannot, we like, and it's not about the what the science of this also is, that's the way universe operates. Universe wants people to evolve. Okay, so how do we evolve? We evolve by stepping out of a comfort zone. So whenever we are doing something which is different from what we have been used to, that's the time we step out of a comfort zone. And that's the time actually the magic only happens. My magic cannot happen within my own conformity because okay. But when we start evolving, universe appreciates that. That's where like universe appreciates. And then you know what the pause is. So when we start changing, and all the change, the transformation is always internal. We are like, we feel that it has to show externally before we start believing it. But as I was telling you, first comes the belief, and then comes the change. So if your change is only in your mindset, that is the most important. I mean, that like now we like over the few days, we learn, like, suppose how do we stay in this energy? A lot of times we are humans, we are staying with people. And a lot of times our people's energies influence us, how they're feeling, what they say to us, that influence our thoughts. So when we are able to change that aspect, like in the sense, release that. So now we know how to release. We've got the burning bowl ritual. So whenever we're feeling, we have to release that feeling. So that's why I was saying that we have to be like this. Swag is the concept what we're working on. The principle of swag is like suspicious wife. SW is suspicious wife. A is affirmation and G is gratitude. If we work with swag during this next 14 days, we are able to actually achieve whatever we want. So like a suspicious wife, we just watch our feelings at every moment. Like even for me today, like there was a point I felt like, when I got up, there was a little energy shift because of the late night. I was like, yesterday training was very intense. It was really late night. And I generally get up at 4:30. So I had to shift my energy before I came for the session. In the sense, when we are feeling something which is not complimentary, we have to sit down, leave everything, and first see where this feeling has come from. We have to observe this feeling like a suspicious wife. We have to decide, does this empower me or disempower me? Okay, and when we say it's disempowering with me, we have to write it down and burn it there and then, not tomorrow, not day after. That has to be the top priority. So I was sitting with some friends yesterday, and we were having conversation, and they were saying, oh, it's to get up at 8:15 is it's like very difficult to come for a session. I just feel by the end of it, it's about what is important for you. Whether your problem you have is an urgent problem, or it's something which is there, which you feel, okay, fine, it's something I don't need to handle right now. If it's an urgent problem, you will take all the means to sort it out. But if it's something which, you are just like staying in, and you feel like, okay, this problem is there, but I know this problem, and this is something I've got my reasons. I've created this list of things which I feel allows me to stay in this problem, blaming others. So it's very interesting to note this, that for us to stay in a problem area, it's so simple that we just blame other people for a situation. So for that now aspect, do you think of anybody, like for your current financial situation? Do you feel that there is somebody else to blame? Is there someone else that who is because of that person that you could not take up, your kind of career you wanted because of that person, because of those restrictions? You could not be the person you needed to because of that situation. You could not have your own financial confidence. So can you reflect on that one person? and just think about it. Which situations in the life are there which you are not taking onus for, where you are feeling that this is because of that person? Yes. So the whole idea, which is a very important aspect with universe, is which I want to kind of speak about, is that each and every situation of our life, okay, is there for some reason. And very interestingly, very spiritually, on a soul plane, like when we were with Krishna, which I've spoken about before also, we sat down and really decided to choose our each and every battle that we have to fight. So there, what happens is that it's so beautifully crafted. Like, there's this kind of now think of the situation now. If whoever the person is, now I just want you to gently close your eyes and just think of this person who you thought of right now. Okay, the one who is the reason why you feel that you've not been able to achieve your success. So on a soul plane, like when you both are sitting right opposite, you're sitting in a high in the mountains, and slowly you see that the body disintegrates, and there's only just a beautiful soul light. Okay, there's a light. And there you both are sitting calmly facing each other. And then you were deciding that, okay, I want to take up this problem. Okay. And then you're telling the other person, so you have to make sure that you give me this problem. And then you telling the person, add lots of other things, lots more add tarka in it to make it more problem, more and more difficult. So you really, like a mischievous child, you're deciding that I want all this to be added to I don't want to have a bland life. I want to be all these problems added. So the other person smiles and says, okay, fine, I'll add. And then you tell them that make sure you play a role very well of putting all the problems, okay? Like kind of, and the person promises, fine, I'll do my job very well. So just open your eyes now and just see that, this is actually all these problems are the choices we made. So Buddhism also talks about, our karma. What a karma is? Karma is when we are actually, this is a karma we've taken on our own self. So this is even the principle of Buddhism, which is one of the oldest religions also. Like Hinduism is, Buddhism is also there. So this is, we are basically taking the appropriate karma. We decide what karmas, what we want to take. So all these challenges which have come to my life is by my own choice. It is not by anybody's. The person has just been the person who's played a role in it. Okay. But the choice is my mine. Many lives, many masters, like by Brian Weiss also, talks beautiful book. It talks about a soul journey where we've had multiple lives. And this is what we've done. Every person who's come to our life has been associated with us in the previous birth with some role. So for me, even if suppose somebody has done me wrong, it's very easy for me to say, oh my gosh, I must have been really mean to this person and I must have taken up this karma, say, okay, fine, do this. Or maybe I'm the best friend to help them overcome also. So if we are able to take each and every challenge of our life in that light, it is difficult. It's not easy. I might sound it easy, because I have been in Buddhism for 15 years and I've been able to work on myself through my mentors, through my senseis on this. So, but if you were to see this as the reality, if you were just to believe me, think about it. So when we don't take the responsibility of what's happening to us, what happens? So that means that we are not wanting to really go along with the universe. We feel we are not aligned with the universe. We are fighting the universe. And that means we're not taking the responsibility of the situation. It's if the more we start taking responsibility of our life, the more our life expands. The more our life expands, the more we are able to attract money in our life. It's all about expansion, because the universe is actually within our own lives. Like if you see we have got chakras. All the chakras represent power of the universe. So the universe is not outside. It's not in space. It is within us. We have all the 5 elements, okay, within us. We have got the senses. So all this is the power of the universe. So when I say that we are goddesses, so we are tapping the power. This is the internal power is what we're tapping. We're not tapping an external power. We are tapping the internal power which lies in us. So it's very important to be able to take responsibility of the situation. And that is something like that started my journey was when I was able to take 100% responsibility for everything. I mean, it's not a choice about it. It's about my decision to take 100% responsibility. And that's why the transformation was instant. Like, everybody says, my mother-in-law also says, your life is moving in such a fast speed. How are you doing this? It just became just by taking the responsibility. It was so easy and yet so difficult. Because in life, it's so easy for us to blame others. It's very easy. It's a very natural way because you know what happens? We're able to take care of ourselves. We are able to comfort ourselves when we are doing that. We feel, okay, I am safe. I am not responsible for the situation. It is somebody else's problem. I have nothing to do with it. So in that respect, our energies, when they change, we're not taking responsibility. We're not being able to track abundance. So do you have a 500 rupees note? I'd ask what if you could get. Because today we're going to work a bit on our money energy. And what we've written today about what we were blaming and complaining. So you can just do the burning bowl activity after that. Okay. So one more, ensuring that my wallet is always full of money. Right now I had few hundred, but I've kept all dollars there. So I know at least it has about, about 40,000 at any time. Okay. So just see the money. If you can just, if Shruti can also put the video on, it'll be great. I just want to make sure you're doing it right. You can take a minute. So just take your money, what you have. Okay. Now, I just want you to simply observe it. Just see the money. Just look at it. Okay. Just smell it. Just observe this money. And what is coming in your mind? What are you going through when you see this money? What does it make you feel? What is it making you feel this when you see this money? You can put it in the chat also. Wait. Yeah. Just put in the chat also. What does when you see money make you think of? Does it remind you of something? Yeah, that's great. I mean, powerful is fabulous because money is lots of power. And I'm so happy because when you're saying that means your mindset has started shifting. Okay. So now I want to think of a situation. When was the most difficult time you went through in life where you felt the scarcity of money? So where did you feel scarce? Like maybe it was something you wanted to buy for yourself, and somebody was said that no, right now we don't have the money. Maybe it was something that you wanted to kind of travel or go somewhere, and somebody says it's not possible right now. So think of the last time. Like for me also, like I just wanted to make some plans, and my husband was saying no, not now. Like we've just been spending a lot of money on this children's education. So I did feel that lack. So think of the time when somebody said no to you and it hurt you for money. Because we are not living independently. We are always codependent with people. Especially women, we are very codependent. We might be earning our money, we might be thinking, but we are still codependent because we are always have our own things. So do we depend upon the masculine energy? Okay. So right about the last time that you had a moment where somebody spoke about saying no to your money and just made you feel bad. It just made you feel so terrible. let's just take a minute. The whole idea is our attitude towards money. It can be, even if we are ignoring money by thinking that I don't need money. That was my, like, we were like addressed as monks in when we'd gone for MMI, Millennium Mindset Intensive. People who think that they thought that they don't need money because money was already there. I don't need money. I don't have to look. So I was not able to attract that abundance. So more now I look at money, like in the sense that I love money, because what happens is we are born in this world to have abundance. We see a lot of people who have got a lot of money and they're flying in those jets and they're flying in everything. They're flying, even look at the Ambanis, they had this crazy big fat wedding. What is the attitude? Is that the money waste we feel? Or we feel ki, if I had the money, I would not behave like that. Our money beliefs are very important for us to dwell in, and they are very personal. They come from a very personal space. So if we are able to understand our money beliefs, again saying, I know a lot of people who have a lot of money, okay, and they have a lot of money in the bank account, but they don't want to look at money. Subsequently, the lot of other areas of their life is also becoming that same energy. So whatever our relationship with money is the same relationship which we'll have with people around us. It is the same. It cannot be different. So if you are like really valuing money, okay, like in a sense, value it, you're letting it grow, you're letting it develop, you're letting it, there's a lot of give and take happening, there's a lot of movement. The same relationship, same you'll have in your relationship. If the thing is, if you come from the mindset of fear that, oh my gosh, like I don't want to be, I'm very scared what will happen to me tomorrow, we'll have the same, we'll reflect the same energy in our relationship. So it's great to have you in this space if you are like feeling that, because that's a powerful space. Because when we are able to be with the universe, because universe wants us to have abundance. Universe doesn't want to give us just little bit. This little is our mindset that I deserve this much. If you open yourself, you can really have the abundance flow in your life. So we are all in the journey of letting the abundance flow. The only thing coming in between is just our mindset. So right now, what we are going to do is we are going to be healing that power, that aspect of us, which is stopping us from this abundance. It is the whole idea is to be in abundance mindset. It is 10x. 10x our money power, not about 1x, 2x. We are 10x it. So I'm just going to make Usha ji the host.
Now that we discussed everything about the lack, and we need to have that abundance mindset. So when we look around nature, nature is never, it doesn't have that feeling of scarcity. The trees will just shed off their leaves because they know that I'll get the new leaf. It is only the human being who feels this lack. What if whatever I have goes away? If I give it and then if I don't receive, we have this fear. So we always take care of whatever we have. But we should let this feeling of scarcity or that fear that what if I give away and nothing will come back to me. So let us look at nature and learn from nature to be abundant. Yeah. Now, when we look at nature, the tree that nowadays there is a big peepal tree in front of my house, and it shed all its leaves, and I see it every day. And after a few days, those light green, first they were little red, then light green leaves came, and it looks so beautiful. So let us also, get out of this fear. Ki what if now I am spending and then I don't receive? I take 100% responsibility of this lack feeling. I promise myself to think only in abundance. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Henceforth, whatever I will give out of the abundance mindset. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And just visualize all the abundance coming into your life, because now you think only abundance. Abundance in love, abundance everywhere. When you feel ready, you can just rub your palms. Give this warmth to your eyes, your face, your neck. Just hug yourself and say, I love you. I love you for who you are.
Absolutely. Donation, charity is, it's like I used to think charity was just a part you do. Charity is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's so powerful, like in the sense that it is more power than anything else. That's the personality of money. The more you're able to give, the more you get. But saying that, it should not be more than what you're earning. A lot of times people give more than what they are having. So the whole idea first thing is that you have to first fill up your cup.
Yeah.
Charity doesn't come from taking from other people and giving. Fill up your own cup, and from them the rule is 10% is what you give to charity. In MMI we did 5%. In Buddhism we believe in 10%. So whatever, up to you. Like when we do this thing. So in MMI they talk about 5%. The more you're able to give the arigato money, like this, like happy money, arigato in, arigato out. Like, when you receive money, have lots of gratitude. When you give money, even bless that money going out. So saying that, thank you so much for today.